Let me tell you a story. On a world at the end of the universe, saturated with mystical beings and magical properties, was a kingdom. The kingdom was known for its power and its lust for progress and expansion. War was a constant in the kingdom, and those who showed promise were forced into conscription. I was such a person, born with the gift of necromancy. I was also burdened with my powers manifested at a young age. From the age of 5, I was put on the backlines of war, made to use my powers to give the kingdom undead soldiers. For years I served. I learned how to raise armies. I became powerful and eventually feared. The kingdom grew weary of my strength and soon tried to get rid of me. They were unsuccessful. Time became irrelevant to me. It was a blur, and I soon lost any sense of humanity with each battle I overcame. Soon, I turned my sights on the very kingdom that forced me to use my powers for their own ambition. The war soon came to an end, along with the kingdom. I spared no one. But the kingdom's destruction didn't bring me solace, only more pain. I became an enemy of the world and was soon chased by every known nation. I've long since forgotten my name, my gender, my family, all of it. But the constant pursuit left me drained, exhausted. For the first time in decades, I laughed at the irony of it all. It was a mirthless laugh. I, an undead, with limitless stamina, who did not know fatigue. Ridiculous. In the years to come, I studied ancient tomes and forbidden arts, all in the effort to escape my pursuers. And then, I finally found my answer. Reincarnation. It was a dangerous gamble. So long as my soul remained strong, I'd retain all that could be called me. But the risks were high. I'd have no control of when, where, who, or even what I'd become. It was worth the risk. I wanted peace and escape. I'd take that chance. I learned a lot with each reincarnation. Every world I was reborn into was different from the last. Some had similarities, others were completely alien. I saw towering cities, full of advanced technology. In such worlds, I took many forms. I was an AI, an android, and oftentimes a cyborg. It wasn't just realms of science, but also worlds of magic. Magical realms where I was reborn as ancient races such as dark elves, demons, and more. Each life I grew and became more powerful. I experienced all forms of life. I was a man. I was a woman. I even had multiple lives as creatures and beasts. However, each life I noticed a trend. Every world would eventually fear me and seek me out. Either they were afraid or desired my might. It all ended the same. Destruction. Many lives and years later, upon my 16th reincarnation, I had an epiphany. Why am I running? It was such a silly thought, and I wondered why I hadn't thought of it sooner. Throughout all my lives, I simply avoided conflict. Yet, the same organizations, governments, kingdoms, all eventually hunted me. It was always those in power, and those who wished to use me, just like my original world. That's when my emotions returned. The floodgates opened, and I was engulfed with a thriving desire to crush my adversaries. For too long, I allowed these corrupt fools to rule over me. So I decided I would use my evolved powers to take back what I lost. I would fight for my place in this world and become a beacon of terror for those who would do wrong to the innocent. Long had I suffered, and I would no longer allow others to suffer the same fate. My lives and experience had given birth to a soul that hungered. No longer would I cower, I would fight! I control armies. I rule over machines. The very ether and life of the world is mine to bend to my will. I am the champion of the oppressed. I am the bane of the corrupt. You no longer can do as you please. Thy slumber ends. I am Veronica Hex, your reincarnated necromancer. Evolve!